This video is how to become a better vocalist every day. It's super easy to let what you think might be a small and unimportant technique fall by the wayside. But when you are having trouble with the music and with maintaining your skills, it's time to find a way to maintain and analyze and improve those skills that you have as a singer. Today I'm going to outline 5 simple ways you can become a better vocalist every day. They can be pretty simple, but they are very important, not only to your singing health, but also to your growth as a vocal singer. The first one is to stretch. You need to stretch before you sing every day. It helps keep your body warmed up. It helps your vocal cords prepare for singing. You need to make sure your tongue is loose, that your throat and upper body are relaxed and ready to sing without tension. Since our vocal cords are muscles, we don't want to risk straining them or hurting them by not having warmed up muscles before we sing. When you stretch, you can do anything as simple as stretching your neck, your shoulders, your midsection, even your legs. If you get any of that warmed up, it kind of helps to warm up the entire muscles of the body and get your voice ready for singing. So we'll go ahead and do some neck stretches. You can count to 10 on each side if you'd like, or you can just stretch until it feels like you are at a good spot. Pulling the shoulders back. I'm pulling my hands back here too and just stretching. This is a good one to get the shoulders relaxed. You can even do some stretches of the face and the jaws to kind of get those loosened up. One great exercise is to start from the bottom, start from your toes, and you're going to clench every muscle all the way up to your head, and then we're going to slowly release everything from the toes up to the head. So kind of follow along. You can stand nice and straight. Now we're going to tighten up our toes, our feet, our calves, our knees, our thighs, your hips, midsection, arms, hands, and face. Now slowly release. Release the toes, feet. Release your legs. Midsection, hands, face. So that's a great way to realize, okay, I might have had something that was really tight, but I didn't know for sure. So you tighten up your entire body and then release it. So hopefully you can get a really good stretch and release tension. A second tip would be lip trills. Doing lip trills is so good for relaxing your tongue and your lips, which are all muscles and things that can get in the way when we're singing. And so the way we do lip trills, I generally just pick a very small three note or a 5-note pattern to do those on. And it can maybe any range you want. You can start really low, or you can start high. You can start high and come down low. Whatever works in your range, wherever you feel like you're starting to do that. But these are really helpful for getting our breaths moving, and this will also help with your breath support and with your placement and with, in general, just having a nice full sound. You can also use a similar exercise, but the trills are really nice for keeping your breath moving. If your lips stop buzzing pretty quick after you start doing the exercise, you'll know that your breath support is not very substantial. So having awareness of that breath control and being able to connect it to your voice is super important in becoming a better vocalist. The first exercise I want to do with you is when we do ah, a, e, o, u. So these are the most common ways to say vowels in music. Ah, e, o, u. So I could do something like this. Turn up a little bit. So something like that we could do, or we could go and then either go up or down. So that's one we could use in order to keep your breath moving and keep your breath moving in a phrase. Let's try a lip trill. I'll switch up the pattern. Or if you're feeling super motivation, you can go the longer the phrase you do with lip trill, the longer you can work on sustaining your breath and keeping your breath connected to your voice. The third thing we're going to talk about is how to breathe right. You should feel an expansion in your midsection all the way around. You don't want to feel your chest rise when you breathe. You don't want your shoulders to be doing this when you breathe either. All of that indicates a very shallow breathing pattern, which is we draw the air from up here. When in reality, our lungs are down here and our diaphragms are down here, so that's where the intake of air really comes in. It's really just natural breath through our nose, only deeper and have the specific purpose for singing. Kind of feel like airing up a tire around your midsection. So we air up a tire, it's going to be the entire way. We feel that expansion in the back and the front. Most of the front, but you're going to feel some expansion in the back as well. Or you feel like baking a donut. You know, a donut has the hole. You feel like you're going to slowly rise, inhale, and then we we have that lovely breath in order to make the sound that we need to while practicing singing. So practicing breathing and breathing correctly every day is super, super important to becoming a better vocalist. Another thing you could do is make sure your posture is on point. You don't want to be slouching. You don't want to be far too back. You don't want your neck to be forward or backward. If you feel like you have trouble with your shoulder slouching or your back slouching, simply lift your breastbone up, which is right down here between your ribs, and just pretend you're pulling it up. And the rest of you should relax just nicely. The last thing I want to talk to you about today is increasing your range. I think this is a goal for many singers, but they don't know how to do it correctly and they don't do it consistently to where they're really actually improving. Range is something you should be working on every day if you are really committed to having a bigger range. The more range you have, the more songs you're able to sing. You want to work up to the high notes and also work down to the low notes. Don't rush it and don't do anything that your voice isn't ready for. You shouldn't expect to be able to reach them as soon as you start warming up. Give it time. Time you strive to get better at increasing your range, your vocal scale is also going to be increasing and becoming better. Examples we can use in order to increase our range as vocalists. The first one I like to use is a ba, just simple ba, ba, ba. So you can just have a nice jaw-dropping action, nice and relaxed. I just do a very simple 3-note pattern that are close together to kind of gradually get to the voice. I'm going to start a C and go down actually. Ba, 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 ba. 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 So that way I'm moving gradually. I'm only doing 3 notes, so I'm not really straining my voice at all. And I'm gradually going up and down. I'm also using a good vowel. Ah is very open and relaxed. And a b helps to project the voice outward. They're also really good for this, but you need to make sure that you go slow or slow-ish and make sure they're supported. If you're just running scales up and down the whole time and going really fast, chances are your voice isn't really ready to go that high. For example, let's start at a G and go up to a high G. Let's see if we can do this today. Let's just do it on solfege. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, do. See, I'm not ready for it. Now we'll go slower. I'll stop right there. I'm feeling a little bit of a strain in my voice, so maybe I want to take it down and start again. Something like that. If you enjoyed how to become a better vocalist every day, make sure to subscribe to my channel and keep following for more news and updates on the spiritual cantor.